Hi, good evening, guys. Sorry about the slight delay. Um, my name's Lisa Padmore. Welcome to the masterclass this evening on perimenopause and menopause and the effects that it has on the skin. Just to give you a bit of background on myself, I'm an esthetician. I've worked in this basically the skincare industry and beauty industry for 30 years. And I work with brands, I work with new product development, I work with chemists, and it's everything skincare really and skin. I have worked with Skinicians since its conception. So it's a long, long time. I've worked with the guys, and I'm here tonight really just discuss what happens with your skin during menopause. I think as we come to the end of the Menopause Awareness Month, which has been fantastic, it's so I think the awareness of menopause in general and the side effects and all the different symptoms that we can get is so much more heightened, which is amazing. Because it was a bit of a taboo subject before. But one thing I think that we really need to do is educate people on what actually happens to your skin. What happens throughout the perimenopause, what you can then expect throughout menopause, and just really what can we do about it? What Skinician products you just certainly need to be using, what ingredients you need to be using. So that's what I'm here to talk about, basically. But first of all, let's just talk about the difference between perimenopause and menopause. And essentially, perimenopause is when you start to kind of build up. So your periods might become fluctuating a little bit. They may be irregular. You'll be experiencing symptoms like the hot flushes, anxiety, sleep, lack of sleep, huge array. And I know well because I'm going through this right now of different symptoms that you'll experience. But actually, when you get into menopause, it's when your periods completely stop. But throughout this entire period, the ovaries produce estrogen. And that's a hormone that basically is really plays havoc with skins because estrogen is responsible for, supporting collagen. So basically, in the first 5 years of our perimenopause, we lose 30% of collagen. And that's where we can start to see that kind of sunken look, the more defined fine lines and wrinkles. We can lose firmness. But other things happen also. You've got that estrogen is actually vital in retaining moisture in the skin. So as that diminishes, we start to see that dehydration kick in, which it totally exacerbates the look and the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. You get that dry effect. That's also due to progesterone as well as estrogen. So you start to get that dry kind of, and that can lead to dull, devitalized skin. Some people find because they get such really dry skin, it can become really itchy. So all these things are happening, but equally, estrogen is really important for controlling the inflammation in our body. So all of a sudden, you could start to become way more sensitive and sensitized. Like, for example, certain things that my skin is very resilient, but there's certain things I've become more sensitive to, and I will typically not have, a sensitive or reactive skin. So that can happen. The capillaries can dilate. You can get that kind of broken down, basically skin barrier with that sensitivity. You also have the stress hormone, which is cortisol, can play havoc also, and you can also end up getting breakouts. So there's lots of different things that you can experience, and that, as I said, through menopause, it might be subtle to begin with, but then it really sort of increases. But there's a lot you can do. There really, really is, and that's from everything from skincare, making sure you go to your see your esthetician, beauty therapist on a regular basis, and you're having those professional treatments. And also, I mean, I personally take collagen supplements. I find that really, really helps my skin. So it's kind of really taking that holistic approach. But really, it's so vital to make sure you've got a really, really good skincare regime in this time and you're addressing all of those factors that can happen. I mean, someone asked me recently, is menopause a skin type? Well, no, it's not. But equally, we all experience certain things. But what you might find that, your skin was really dry before, and then all of a sudden you're having breakouts, or your skin was oily, and all of a sudden it's drying out. So it's kind of adapting that your skincare really, as you see it, basically as those symptoms come up. But I wouldn't recommend more to go and see go to one of your salons that has Skinnition, go and speak to a beauty therapist and basically have a, you know, full consultation and really have a look at your skin and what you're using, because the Skinnition peels will make a big difference, and we'll speak about that. But equally, so will things like, radio frequency, that really stimulates collagen. So I think you really need to take a full approach to that, as well as lifestyle. But first and foremost, your cleansing is like your cornerstone of your skincare regime. If you start badly, your skin's sensitized, that's going to carry on into your skincare regime. So it's important, really, particularly with menopausal skin, that you're using something gentle, really, really effective, but gentle enough not to strip the skin. And I personally just love the Revitalizing Cleanser. It's amazing. It's so good. It's that perfect balance of effective, super effective at removing every trace of makeup, really cleansing the skin, removing every trace of SPF, which is a sticky substance. So you really need to make sure you remove that. But it's really calming and just really, really soothes and calms the skin. It's a really, really great, great start to the skin. But there's so many wonderful cleansers in the range. I mean, typically in the evening, I start with a cleansing balm. The cleansing balm basically is the most nourishing, incredible balm. It literally removes every single trace of makeup. It's got the beautiful oils in there. It's got avocado oil. It's got some really hydrating and soothing oils. And I find basically after a full face of makeup of a day, you most certainly need to be doing a double cleanse. And your double cleanse starts by fully removing that makeup. And as I said, that SPF, because SPF is designed to stay put. So it's really, really important that you're really thoroughly removing that. So this is just the most divine, divine balm. It's gorgeous. And if you've got, I typically have dry skin. It's just that softening and soothing. It's like the perfect step to your skincare regime. And then after that, I go in with the Revitalizing Cleanser. Again, just to really then, I've got everything off my skin. I want to then start cleansing my skin and really cleansing the pores and removing kind of any residue of any oil. So that's a perfect second cleanse. But equally, so is the enzyme cleanser, which is fantastic. The Pro Radiance enzyme cleanser is amazing. You've got enzymes in there really that are going to slough away those dead skin cells. If you are suffering from dryness, I would certainly encourage you to use this either in the morning or as your second cleanse at night. But in the morning, it's a good one because it's a standalone. You obviously only need to cleanse once in the morning. But there are so many fantastic cleansers, but they're the kind of three of my go-tos really. If my skin's feeling dull, this is definitely something I'd use first thing in the morning, just to give you that soft, supple, radiant glow. It really, really is super effective. It's a foam, so it's easily removed. It's just like you need a tiny amount. Just literally mix it with water, and there you go. I mean, you'd obviously completely avoid the eye area with this one. Whereas the cleansing balm, actually, that thoroughly removes eye makeup. So that cleansing balm can be totally used around the eye. You need the tiniest amount, tiny little amount, but it really does remove that waterproof mascara, which is amazing. But equally, with the oils in there, it really, really conditions. So what you'd make sure is, obviously, when you're using the cleansing balm, is you just avoid the tear duct and you just take it to the lashes. Just make sure you use a tiny, tiny amount. But they are a good cleanser. Good cleansing regime is really, really vital. So then there are some key ingredients here, one of which is our amazing new hyaluronic elixir. Now, there's some ingredients that you really, really need as you age, and you just really need in your skincare regime anyway, but one of which is hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid basically is, we all have it, in our bodies when we're younger, and we start to lose that hyaluronic acid. And what hyaluronic acid does, it gives your skin that plumpness and that viscosity. So it gives you that dewy, plump skin. So if you look at a baby, they're full of collagen and they're full of hyaluronic acid. As you age, that diminishes. And certainly when you start to produce less estrogen, that really starts to diminish. And what you'll find is that, again, will exacerbate the fine lines and wrinkles. This elixir is incredible. It's super, super concentrated. We have 3 different types of hyaluronic acid here. We have different weights. So we have a low molecular weight that literally penetrates deep into the skin. It really, really helps to plump and basically work on the elasticity of the skin. And then we have a higher, which is designed to seal and really restore that radiance and seal that skin barrier. It's the most lightweight product. It's fantastic. Anyone can use this, actually, any skin type. You really need hyaluronic acid. Not only is it going to hydrate, it restores that radiance, and it just really, really deeply kind of plumps out the skin. It's a really vital ingredient, and that I would say twice a day, once a day or twice a day. But it's a really, really vital one. It also contains glycerin, which is highly hydrating. It's fantastic. And the great thing with this, it just goes in so quickly. It really, really does. It penetrates so, so quickly. You can use it over, for example, like if you're using retinol at night, we'll discuss the power bomb, but you could use it over that. But typically in the AM, that would be one of the first products that goes on when you've, applied your toner. And not to forget here, your amazing revitalizing toner. That would obviously be your next step after your cleansing, but equally, particularly with the hot flushes, it's the most hydrating product. This is like one of those things that I would take in my handbag and I'd have it as my go-to, just a hydration veil, basically. It's great for travel. It's just great for that extra spritz of hydration. It's absolutely fantastic. So not only is it that toner, it's that treatment, it's that mist that is really, really vital. And actually, after you're cleansing, you want to put that veil of hydration on. Ideally, you would apply your toning mist, and while your skin's damp, on goes your hyaluronic elixir. The reason why your skin needs to be damp is basically hyaluronic acid is a humectant and it's pulled in with moisture. So it's way more effective if it's applied when your skin's moist. It's going to really pour that into the skin and really, really plump and, tone and firm the skin. It's an absolute winner. We haven't put any fragrance in here, so you've got it's not fragrance can be an allergen, can dry out the skin. We don't need that, so this is just purely hydrating, a deep, really incredible, like power-packed elixir that's good for anybody. You'll really visibly see the difference with this. So then one thing that is absolutely vital is your eye serum, your advanced eye serum. This is going to be like your eye repair is just one of those vital things. It's got vitamin C in, it's got peptides, it's got hyaluronic acid, it's got all of these things going on. And really, an eye cream is really, really essential. And this has that sort of eye serum texture. It's very, very, very light. So you'd need like a grain of rice per eye. And literally all you do is you take it under the eye and then just over the brow bone. You'd never take it on the bottom of the lid. Essentially just massage that in. It's got, a lot of the ingredients here have got clinical data. You're going to see a big, big difference. Use twice a day. After a month, you'd see a huge difference. It plumps, it brightens, it firms, and it's a lightweight texture. Basically, the eye area is 10 times finer than the rest of the face. So we need to be using something specific for that. It's fantastic. But equally, what I do is what I've personally found is as I've got older and obviously the perimenopause, I'm getting a lot more like little fine lines around my mouth. And so what I do, again, I use this literally over the lips and around those little fine lines on the lip line, and it just sinks in. It's amazing. Fantastic. It's so important to use the eye serum, and this is a winner. It really is. So then we have we have our day and our night. I want to talk about the vitamin C elixir. Vitamin C is another one Like your high hyaluronic acid is absolutely essential, particularly in this stage of menopause, like perimenopause and menopause. Vitamin C not only will stimulate the skin's, like it will help stimulate collagen. It really helps really stimulate your collagen levels. It helps repair any even skin, basically correct even skin tone. It helps with pigmentation, and it really restores radiance. Vitamin C is a vital ingredient, basically. And this vitamin C, the vitamin C elixir, it's actually got vitamin D and vitamin E. It's like a vitamin power packed serum, but it's actually an oil. And we've gone for a super, super like lightweight oil, which is actually this vitamin C is actually one of the most stable types of vitamin C that actually converts into pure vitamin C in your skin. It's amazing. And what I do find is generally every single client I deal with, because I'm just still doing clients, the skin is drier as they go into menopause and perimenopause. And actually, an oil is essential. But this is like super duper lightweight. It really, really is. So it just sinks into the skin. Now, what you basically you can just apply this under your moisturizer, or you can actually mix it in. But this is an ingredient really that would be, as I said, AM. You wouldn't use this on the PM. This is in the morning, because when it comes to things like retinol, you don't want to be mixing vitamin C with that. It's just too active and a bit clashy. So this is best in the morning. But stimulating collagen is obviously what we need to do. The oil is going to really, really soften the skin, help with any dryness, any itchiness. Oils are, people kind of shy away from oils really because they think, oh my gosh, it's going to block my skin. Absolutely not. This is a hugely lightweight oil, and I find oil is actually the game changer for menopausal skin because you really, really need it. You get that devitalized look, and this you need the tiniest amount here, but it really, really helps. Personally, I actually recommend just to combine it with your day cream. So we have here our advanced time delay. And basically, this is, you could either put your oil on first or add this in. Another ingredient that is essential is SPF. If you're not protecting your skin with SPF, it's the single most thing that will age your skin. No question. Not only will it age your skin, it damages the skin. It really will affect the condition of your skin. And obviously, we want to avoid pigmentation. Obviously, ultimately, the most important thing is to avoid obviously any skin cancer. It's the most vital thing. It truly is. And what's amazing with Skinnition is all of the day creams contain SPF, so it's perfect. You've got this time delay here, which you've got some peptides in, you've got an amazing ingredient called Regenicel. So you've got those anti-aging effects and that moisture, but you've got your SPF 30. And it's really, really essential. It really is something that you definitely need in your skincare regime, for sure. So basically that would be your daytime. So we've talked about hyaluronic acid, those power-packed ingredients, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, SPF. What you don't want to do as the skin starts to become more sensitized, your barrier function starts to, become compromised. So you want to make sure you're restoring that barrier function. We've got the antioxidant power from the vitamin C also, really, really essential. Please ask me any questions, anyone kind of got any questions, or if you're experiencing something that you're going through with perio or menopause, please feel free to ask. So then we're kind of coming to our nighttime regime, and basically again just talking about ingredients that are really, really vital. So after having cleansed, I would most definitely recommend retinol. Retinol, some people are scared of retinol and they think, oh gosh, it's just too much, like my skin's going to overreact. The wonderful thing with Skinnition is basically you've got two different percentage levels. So the idea is if you're new to retinol, basically you're level 1, which is 0.1% retinol, you start with that and then you level up. So basically, if you're brand new to retinol, I would always say start 2 to 3 times a week. and then build up. So you'd always start with one. And this is just, it's just fantastic. It's got, as I said, you've got your retinol in there, which is an incredible ingredient, but it's also got lots of peptides that really support the retinol. And really, it really, really does deliver incredible results. So, as I said, if your skin's on the more sensitive side, just start with your, obviously, you'd always start with your level one and just build it up basically. But always remember to take it down to the décolleté. It's amazing. And basically, you'd only ever use retinol at night because basically it's an active ingredient. And obviously, when you're exposed to the sun in the daytime, it's not good in the daytime basically because obviously the sun can give you more photosensitivity. So it's always at night we recommend this. And it's just a brilliant texture. You'd apply this literally onto clean skin. This would be the first one after you've cleansed and toned. And 2 to 3 pumps is what you need. It's like a serum texture. It's absolutely fantastic. Once you've been using that, from if you've got sensitive skin, maybe 2 months, if not a month, and then build up to your level 2, basically, which is your zero point 0.5. So you're scaling up. What you can also do, if you're, as I say, if you're new to retinol, is actually buffer it. So you can apply it with a cream just to dilute that formula a little bit. Retinol is the gold standard ingredient in skincare. It's the most proven active ingredient that you'll ever find. It's got the most data. It's got the most clinical data. It's absolutely brilliant. And why? Because it's stimulating collagen, which you really need that collagen stimulating basically throughout the whole menopause. It's stimulating cell renewal, it regenerates, it repairs. And what this is going to do is work in that nightly repair phase of your skin. So that's the time to really, really target that and really repair. I absolutely adore this. I recommend it for all my clients because it's lightweight, it's encapsulated. I've never had a problem with anyone reacting to this. And if you know what, if you are more sensitive, you can stay on the number one. That percentage, it will still be super effective. But the idea is you then build your tolerance and you level up to 2. But it's just a brilliant ingredient. You see a big difference when using this balm, basically the power balm in the morning. Your skin is just again more radiant. It's just like it's going to help with the fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to really regenerate and plump collagen. It really is one of those vital things as you age you really, really need. But equally, for those out there that, they may have a teen having problem with skin, it's very, very good for acneic types of skin and also imbalanced, oily, because it does really, really helps to repair that also. I actually use a night cream on top because you don't have to, but if your skin's more on the dry and dehydrated side, I want that effect from that advanced the love beautiful night cream, and it's just I would use that directly on top. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see the hydration there, our advanced restoring night cream. So I feel like I'm getting all the anti-aging benefits of that, and obviously that power serum underneath with the overnight balm, and that's like the perfect night regime for me. I do see just wake up in the morning, the difference in the moisture levels, just the skin looks plumper and smoother and firmer. And of course, I'd use my my peptide eye. But what you may find is that you just become more, if your skin's becoming more sensitive, then you may need the calming serum, which is absolutely absolutely amazing. This calming serum. This is just it's got a plank complex in here, which literally immediately soothes any redness. And it works to constrict the capillaries and really, really soothe redness. So not only is it good for any sensitive breakouts, any rashes, also for itchiness as well, because that becomes in sensitive and compromised, really amazing. But equally, if you've had a breakout and you've got that redness, that will take it right down. So that's like your first step in calming that down. It really is an absolute winner. It just really immediately soothes. So another effect of menopause is unfortunately is rosacea. And that's where, it can just be brought on by the menopause and by the hormonal challenges. but it also can be exacerbated by all the hot flushes. So where you're getting that redness, those that red cheeks, that heat in the face, and that will really calm it down. You can either use it on its own or you can use it under your moisturizer. Obviously, you'd always use your SPF. You'd always use your Skinish day cream with your SPF 30. But it's fantastic at just really, really calming and soothing that down. It's wonderful. So that there are key things that you really need to be thinking about. As I said, those products I mentioned, which are going to deliver incredible results for the skin. You've got to be making sure you're really using the vitamins, the hyaluronic acid, the vitamin C, the SPF, the retinol, all those incredible peptides are really, really going to help your skin. But equally, if you haven't tried it already, the Skinish peels are fantastic. I absolutely love them. I'm a regular user of them. And what I would say, unless you've got breakouts, which I go for, there's two types: there's the glycolic or there's the lactic. Unless you've got breakouts and you're kind of suffering from adult acne from the menopause, I'd go ahead and use the glycolic. I go for the lactic, the ageless peel, the lactic, because lactic generally is more gentle on, it's a gentler peel, but super effective. But it also really, really helps to hydrate the skin. Lactic acid is incredibly hydrating on the skin. And what you're gonna see is that basically the difference is immediate with a peel. I absolutely just can't be without them. The difference in the texture of the skin, the difference in it brings that moisture back, that radiant glow, that takes that dryness and roughness away. It's really, really essential. But as I was saying also, there are things like, as well as your peels, in conjunction with your peels, you want to be thinking about things like radio frequency, which are proven to stimulate collagen. As I said, things like, your collagen supplements, just, not only attacking it from the skincare side of it, but the professional treatments. The professional treatments I wholeheartedly recommend. And Skinnition is a brand that basically is sold, is by beauty therapists. And it's just getting that knowledge and the passion of the beauty therapist and making sure they tailor basically your Skinnition plan to you and what you're currently seeing. Any questions, anyone? Anyone? Please just, I mean, you'll get a Skinnition basically product card, which gives you all the recommendations. Um, but this is basically what I'd recommend, all these different types of different products. But they are amazing, and you really, really will see a difference on the skin. Well, thank you, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you for listening in, and see you soon. Take care. Bye.